interrupting her introduction ahead of time, and Mr. Toastmaster was reactive and forgot to print it out. So no, I've got it here, so I'm going to read it now, Joan. Our first speaker this morning is Joan Caspin, doing her Project 3 speech. As you may recall, Joan is a certified health coach with Take Shape for Life, a weight loss and healthy living program, which, by the way, I am now on, and I've lost 12 pounds. In this program, participants focus on taking responsibility for their daily health choices. One of the resources used for changing health habits is a structural tension chart. Structural tension chart. This easy-to-use planning tool can be applied to any aspect of your life that you want to improve. Please welcome Joan, who will now share with us how to use the structural tension chart in her speech entitled, Getting Unstuck from the Flypaper. Here's Joan.
This is more than a rubber band. Are you stuck? Yes.
Yeah.
Is there some aspect of your life that you really want to change? You want to be different, you want to do different, and you just can't seem to get your act together?
Yes.
Well, for me, one of those things that I've been stuck on for more moons than I'd like to admit is increasing my exercise. I have felt frustrated, discouraged, and stuck to the flypaper. I just can't seem to make any progress on my exercise habits. Or maybe you don't feel stuck, but you're sort of flitting around like a bumblebee from flower to flower. No specific plan or purpose. Then I had one of those, I could have had a V8. Those of you that are old enough to remember and watch those vegetable ads, the drink that had the melange of... Anyway, I had one of those V8 moments, and I realized I had the answer in front of me all the time. I always had the solution. I had structural tension charts. And structural tension charts are something that we use in Take Shape for Life. You can use for a variety of things, either for personal or professional. You can use it maybe for something health-related, such as exercise, stress management, your eating behaviors. And I also use it professionally in my business. A structural tension chart gives you clear guidance. It's sort of like your GPS in your car. You've got a starting point, you've got a destination, and you've got your route, how you're going to get there. And we call it a structural tension chart. This is a sort of floppy rubber band. But with a structural tension chart, you've got a definite starting spot and definite ending spot, and that tension is what helps you create your action items and keeps you focused on where you want to go. And if you now pass out a handout to everybody.
Oh, good.
On this handout, you'll see that it's two-sided for those of you that are environmental. One side is a blank structural tension chart that you can then use later. And I also completed one for me for exercise. Here's how it works. You start at the bottom, your current reality. No judgment. When you're writing out your current reality, it's just what's happening now. Just describe it. You can bullet point it, narrative, draw a picture, whatever's going on for you right now. Because you have to know where you're starting from, right?
Right.
Now you're going to turn your attention to the top of the page. When you're doing this, what I want you to do is just sit back quietly, take a few of those deep cleansing breaths. The yoga people in the room, Bob, you know what I mean by deep cleansing breaths. And just close your eyes and then imagine and dream and just think about what would it be like to have the thing that you want to have. What would be different in your life? How would you feel? just get that picture in your mind, that dream that you want. So for me, it's what would my life look like and how would I feel different exercising? Who would I be with? What would I be wearing? You know, my new little exercise starts, etc. Maybe with my friend Susan going for a 10-mile walk. Never walked 10 miles yet, but that could happen. You want to write out your goal as a SMART goal. Those of you that have done planning before, I see some head nodding. It's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And I'm not going to spend time on that now. You can do that another time. And here's another big part of what you want in your goal and vision. Why do you want it? What is so important to you that you want this thing? You want this dream. Why? Here's the thing, that keeping your why in focus, if the why is big enough, that when those little hurdles come up, and they're going to, they're not quite as big, they're not quite as stumbling blocks, but you kind of just sort of go around them, over them, under whatever. So you want to do your dream, your SMART goal, as well as your why. Then you turn to the middle section. These are your action steps. What are you going to do to get there? What are you going to do to get there? So that's your route. So it's somewhere in the GPS where it maps out what streets you're going to be on. Now, I invite each of you later today when you leave here to think about an area in your personal life or your professional life where you feel that you might be stuck to the flypaper or flitting around like the bumblebee. And you can use the structural tension chart to change that, to be different, to do different. And if you're like me, and you don't really like doing things by hand, but you prefer typing on the computer, I can send this to you as a PDF file, or a Word document if you prefer that. And I would love to hear about your experience. I'd love to see your structural tension chart and know how it's working for you. And likewise, I will share with you how I'm doing with achieving my goals, my dream of increasing my swimming, walking, and other exercise.